Good evening, interlopers. I wanted to show you my idea for a condensed carbon farm. It's not really a farm, of course. You may have been, as I was, doing some crafting of things like this, where you crafting sulfurine into thermic condensate, where you need sulfurine and you need condensed carbon. What happens is you set up a sulfurine gas mine with the gas extractors and the storage things, but you can't figure out how to get a supply of condensed carbon. Let's see, you need 250 sulfurine, so you have to solve that, but you only need 50 condensed carbon at a time. So it takes you a while to run out. You don't need as much. But if you're like me and you only got 46 here readily available, I've got more, but for the purpose of this video, let's say I don't. You may have carbon, and you can put the carbon in a refiner and get condensed carbon. That's a good way to do it, but it takes time. What do you do with your 12 minutes that you got left to wait for it? Well, I have what may be a useful solution. I put out these are barrels, fabricator barrels. When you loot them, they can give you condensed carbon. You say, wait a minute, Typo, I've tried those before, and I only got about 1 in 4, 1 in 5 of them to give me condensed carbon. I want to show you a trick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's make 10 of them. Another 10 of them around here on this side of the building. Just put them out on the ground. You could build them indoors if you prefer to work outside. What the hell? Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Okay. Make 10 antimatter. And you will also need 100 ionized cobalt. You get that by refining cobalt into ionized cobalt. You get cobalt from caves. Stalagmites and stalactites all provide cobalt. So you can make these barrels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Make as many as you want, right? You get the pattern for the barrels from the space anomaly vendors. You also need Atlas Pass version 1. Hold on a second. You need an Atlas Pass version 1. You get the pattern for that from the vendors. I use the Atlas Pass version 3, but any of them will work as an Atlas Pass version 1. The Atlas Pass version 1 is pretty easy to make, way down here somewhere. You just need copper and a microprocessor. Get that anywhere, right? So anyway, once you got your Atlas Pass and your barrel, you can loot it. Wait a minute, that's not condensed carbon. What's going on? Well, there's a table of what navigation data. That's not condensed carbon. Navigation data. Antimatter housing. It's all useful stuff, but we're looking for condensed carbon. There's one finally on the 5th barrel we tried. So these first 4, they're producing stuff that's just a waste of time and space to us, right? But what we can do is move them. 1. Just move them. Don't delete them and rebuild them. Move them. Costs you nothing. It's showing antimatter or something there, but it's just using the same stuff. That was 3? Yeah. So costs you nothing to move them. We'll look at them in a moment. This one was the one we got the carbon from. We haven't tried the last 5 here. So, this one, antimatter again. Move it. This one, try it. Antimatter housing. Move it. This one is not doing well on these. Only got one good one so far. We just move them, and weirdly enough, just moving them. Oh, there's another one. A good one. Okay, leave that one there. This one we want to move. Press the right button. There's a good one. I think that was good too. It stacked them up. There's 3 good ones in a row, boy. Navigation data. We might want to save some of these, but for the purposes of today's lesson, we're gonna move them. These are ones that we've already moved that we're testing again, right? Navigation data. Carbon. Antimatter. We only got 4 left. We got 6 of them already that produce carbon out of 10. That's pretty good odds, eh? Navigation data. Move it. Navigation data. Move it. Carbon. Antimatter housing. Or no, we don't have to keep them all in one row like this, but it's you know, showing you what's happening. So test it. No, we only got 3 useless ones left here. There's a good one. Two more. 88. One more. Warp cell. Those are the worst. Let's try it in a place we already tried. We'll put it here. No. Move it here. No. Put it at this end again. This one's being stubborn. Space it out a bit. Just so long as you move it anywhere, it doesn't matter where. Even if you're indoors, you just move it around on the floor, the same places all the time. No. I like to keep them in a row just for, you'll see why later. There's a carbon. Okay, now all of these barrels are producing condensed carbon. The same 10 barrels we started with, it just matters where you put them. That's technically it's a seed for the random number generator is based on the location that the barrel is currently at. Now, you could go through this exercise on your freighter, but you get 10 barrels all set for carbon and you summon your freighter to a new star. It's a new location for the barrels and they all get randomized again. It doesn't help you. You have to leave the barrels where they are now. And the other trick with the barrels is we looted all these barrels in their current location. After you move them, you can loot them again, but we don't want to move them anymore. But we only looted the top half. If you get up close and look down at the bottom, there's another bottom half you can loot. Carbon, carbon, carbon. These should all be carbon. And there's another trick yet that I'll show you, but you have to stand really close to them and look down towards the bottom of the barrel to get that bottom half of the barrel looted. And you can loot them twice without needing to reset them. Now, they are fabrication barrels. If you were to just stand and stare at them, it might take you a whole day for them to fabricate their next load. But if you jump to the next system, you know, take your teleporter and then next time you come back, they'll all be full again. But they're not reset yet. Excuse me. But it's easier than that, really. All you need to do is get far enough away from them. Here's another set I was practicing on just around the corner there. So I've actually got 20 barrels now. It's a real farm starting up there. But all you need to do is get out of render range. See those barrels? They're still rendering. But if you like go over a mountain and you can't see them, they're going to be rendered again. And when you get close, they render in. They'll have a new load for you. There they are. No, there they are. They're reloaded. You can get another 20 loads out of 10 barrels. So you can, if you got enough barrels, you can get a lot of carbon, a lot of condensed carbon out of barrels. But you need a base, you need the patterns for the barrel, you need the pattern for your atlas key, and presto, you have a condensed carbon farm with barrels that you can loot twice. Toxic protection is falling. And it takes not too long. It gives you 40 to 50 condensed carbon each loot time. So you get almost 100 carbon per barrel. And once you've looted them, and you just reload them by going over the hill, reload them, you don't need the atlas key again, so it's actually quicker the second time. You see, there's no blue ring there in the loot. It just search for both the top and bottom halves. Eric? And if you're more careful than I am about where you place them, you can get them lined up pretty nice that you can run down the row of them and do it a lot quicker than I've done it here. So I thought you might be interested in what I've figured out about these fabrication barrels. They're under decorative technology here under your furnishings key, barrel fabricator, and you need cobalt, ionized cobalt and antimatter to make them. There you go, condensed carbon farm. And the thing is too, to make the barrels you need antimatter. That can be kind of expensive, but the barrels, actually the ones that I took out, some of them create antimatter for the next barrel. So after a while you can build them a dozen at a time and get another barrel out of them. Get more barrels as you go along. it can be really quick. Once you got the first few, a proper set of them, you can play with them and get right. You know, it builds exponentially is what it's happening, right? So I thought I'd show you that. Have fun, good luck, and typo out.